Okay, so there I was, driving across southern Louisiana, heading west towards the Lake Charles area. Had to go through Baton Rouge, which is where we are now. Eventually we're going to see the bridge over the Mississippi River, big multi-lane metal monstrosity kind of a bridge. Hi everyone, Tom here. You're watching Joy en Route. Thanks for joining me on the channel here today. And at some point during this drive, I heard that sickening sound of something striking my windshield. And right away when it happened, I started looking around to see if I could see a new rock ding. Assuming that it would be like the others, not too big, but definitely visible. And I didn't see anything, and I thought, wow, maybe I actually dodged the bullet on this one for a change. So I continued along my merry way and eventually arrived at Sam Houston Jones State Park near Lake Charles, Louisiana, and went about setting up camp, plugging into shore power, all that fun stuff. When I thought to myself I should look at the windshield again just to see if I can find any damage. And that's when I found this. Or, well, not quite this. As I zoom into the picture here, it was only the initial impact point where damage was observed, and it's a pretty gnarly looking fractured up, point of impact there. It's far more fractured than I'd ever seen any other rock ding that I got. And so that was a little scary, but there weren't any cracks yet. So, anyway, let's just kind of look at the anatomy of this windshield. And on the left here, you can see my dash cam peering through the windshield, watching the road as I drive. To the right of that is the rain sensor that turns on my windshield wipers whenever there's moisture on the windshield. And then to the right of that is a trapezoidal looking aperture, and in the back of that it kind of looks like there must be a camera or something back there. Apparently that's the lane departure warning system, which I don't really use a whole lot because it wants to tug on the steering wheel if you get anywhere close to the lane dividing lines, and sometimes you're doing that for a reason, and having the vehicle kind of tug on the steering wheel is a little bit weird. So I usually don't have that on, but ironically, it's the only sensor that eventually was not affected. What happened over the course of the 3-night stay that I had at Sam Houston Jones State Park, I can only speculate on. As I say, there were no cracks in the windshield when I first found this point of impact. But having exhausted my stay and getting ready to depart for my next campground, I hopped into the cab, and lo and behold, there were the cracks going, well, about a third the way across in either direction across both the driver and the passenger side of the windshield. You can see that the cracks, there's actually 3 of them. One originates at the impact point and goes upward and crosses directly through the rain sensor. So probably not good for that sensor. There's another one that extends out into the passenger area of the windshield, and that crosses directly in front of my dash cam. And then the one that comes out into the driver's side of the windshield, interestingly, kind of dips down below the lane departure warning sensor, But regardless, it ends up out in my direct line of sight, so kind of ugly. Well, I knew that it was going to be a total loss at that point, nothing to do at that point but replace the windshield. So as I drove from Sam Houston Jones, crossed the Texas state line and near the Beaumont, Texas area, a little north of there, there's a state park alongside the community of Lumberton, Texas, called Village Creek State Park. And while I was heading toward that park, I spoke with a service coordinator for Safelite Auto Glass, and they're the folks that my auto insurance company works with. And the two previous rock dings I'd had with this vehicle, they covered those rock dings without cost to me. But this one, no, this one's a replacement, and so my deductible came into play on that. I have a $1,000 deductible on this van, and the windshield, wouldn't you know it, exhausted all but $49 of that deductible. So it inflicted maximum financial damage on me and virtually none on my insurance company. So there's that. But let's go take a look and see how getting a windshield replaced goes. So Joy is getting a new windshield today. The new one is right there in front of us. I'm behind the glass here. I can't be out in the shop itself, but nice that they have a window that you can look through. They have not taken the old windshield out yet, but I thought it was interesting to see all of the sensor mounting points on the new windshield. So apparently all that crap gets connected directly to the windshield, which I had no idea of that. The lane keeping assist needs to be recalibrated, which is nothing I use anyway. I don't like that thing tugging at me just because I happen to be making a turn and departing a lane. Don't like that. Apparently the adaptive cruise control is fine. Doesn't require any recalibration, but yeah. Apparently they couldn't pull the vehicle all the way in, so they're just kind of half in, half out. This seems a little fascinating. Looks like he's placing a cord around the windshield. And I'm guessing that that's used to cut the adhesive that's holding the current windshield in place. So that's an interesting way of going about that. This is Safelite Auto Glass in Beaumont, Texas. Gentleman who is taking the lead on this repair is Blake Tucker. And looks like he's the top dog and has done a lot of units. So that gives me great confidence, right? I like to see that. I saw him kind of bang on the windshield over there from the passenger side, and the whole thing moved. So apparently whatever he's turning on right there must be, I don't know, apparently somehow connected to those wires that we saw before. I don't know. Oh, there it goes. All right, at least one side is out.
You gave your notice to move out on October 6th. Okay, that's a notice to move out.
It's not a 30-day notice. I didn't see
You
it.
wrote and signed under oath and gave him a 30-day notice on October 6th.
I explained in the text message that it was going to be 27 days
Actually, it wasn't 27 days either. You gave the notice on October 6th.
to move out on November 1st.
That's not
And there it goes. Wow.
Are you on?
Excuse me?
Are you the Honda?
On the Lexus.
Oh, okay.
21 days runs from.
But I did provide
I'm going to grab some.
Same standard. You're
What time was our appointment?
With mine?
even if you
Shit.
you would have been within 21 days.
so 21 days from
Oh,
my
you
Nothing but air.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just making sure. Let me just run through here, make sure we're good. Sorry, I know you didn't have so many appointments.
Any more money. And you're claiming the value of the property that was taken, $5,000. Is that correct? Of your property, custody of your property, and you ask them to watch it for you. And in order to hold her responsible, you have to show she was careless in some way in watching over the property. But if someone decides, I'm going to steal property from you, how is she responsible to you for $5,000 as opposed to her son? Why don't you sue her son? If
Let's work it out. She called me. That's, I can't even go back there because I can't even get it. Who's big ones? You can't go back. Here's my check.
for storage that makes sense.
Son, we worked it out. She was going to take care of it, get the stuff back from her son.
For the homes because of your landlord's got $100 in addition to what he owed. So it only comes out to $6. How do you come to $7?
Well, because I paid from February.
Did your landlord raise your rent $100 extra?
He did June.
July, August, that's $400 additional dollars.
His trailer, it don't have a window, so they go to.
Did you try to the brother ask?
I talked to the brother, said that. But because so he said he's gonna go in the army and get
And get
stuff
his money
back.
somehow.
Hot bench continues in a moment.
I did, John. Please get my mother's stuff. I don't feel safe with that stuff there.
I dropped it because she has a two big was ambitious and bit my brother 3 times.
The dog is tackling me too. That was legal. So he can't even walk.
And finally, here comes the new piece of glass. Carefully positioned. Suspended by tape. Seems like such a high-tech operation, right? And go ahead and push it into place.
Financial advisor, John is financial consultant, and the credit
I really thought windshields were held onto a vehicle a lot more securely than that. But apparently this is how it goes. It's just a big old bead of adhesive that it gets glued to the chassis with. And there really wasn't anything else to see with this. They removed the hood protective cloth and took it out for a drive to recalibrate the lane departure warning system, and brought it back to me and said, well, no car washes for a week, and other than that, take the tape off maybe after a day, which is exactly what I did. Then you're good to go. So there you are. That's how you replace the windshield on a Ford Transit 350 HD. Thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of this. Maybe it kind of took away some of the mystery of a windshield replacement. The glass, I'm told, is no stronger and no weaker than the original glass that it replaces. Primarily, that's because it has to be an exact replica or duplicate of the glass formula and thickness and all those things in order for the sensors that look through the windshield to all work properly. I don't know. Seems like before we had all these sensors, our windshields didn't get rock dings that needed vacuum suction repair epoxy injections or whatever that stuff is, or need to actually be replaced with the frequency that they are these days. Yes, I'm on a little bit of a rant, but it almost seems unnecessary that we should have such weak, fragile glass on our windshield. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.